Denzel is back in the film that says there is no equal. But he's the Equalizer. Wait, what? Denzel Washington is a former Marine and former government agency worker, and he makes things right for unsuspecting people who have been wronged. Now in Equalizer 2, Denzel Washington is outstanding. I really, really liked him in this. He's a bit OCD or maybe perfectionistic. Maybe it's just discipline. But you see it throughout the film where he will adjust things just right, or he will fold a napkin and be very precise about it. And this speaks to his character and who he is, about how everything is in line and that he makes things right. His character is caring and compassionate throughout most of the movie. But if you tick him off, he's exacting and ruthless. Equalizer 2 is directed by Antoine Fuqua, and he has partnered with Denzel on a lot of other films. And so if you're used to seeing him like Magnificent Seven or the first Equalizer or even Training Day, you know that there are some really good choreographed action scenes that will happen throughout movies if there's action involved. And in this, there are a lot of action scenes, some gnarly fight scenes that happen. Some of my favorites were there's the scene with a credit card where, wow, just watch out. There's also a scene where Denzel asks a guy, right or left? Huh? Yeah, well, when you see it, you'll understand. Ugh, golly. There's another scene that involves a spear gun. And sure, your mind may be going, oh, okay, well, I know what's gonna happen. I'm not really sure you do, because wow, uh-oh. Probably the best fight scene, though, that I enjoyed in Equalizer 2 was in a car. So you have this really tight space where this car fight is actually happening between two people. And it is amazing because it involves all kinds of weapons, just super tight. But then you also have driving involved that adds to the tension and adds to the excitement. And hey, you know what? It was an action movie and I loved it. I love the message that is being portrayed in the film between Denzel and this young man. Now, Denzel's character provides the young man with ways and options to get out of gangs and drugs. He also provides a very strong, positive male influence. And at one point he says, man is not spelled G-U-N, son. Wow, that is really, really good and really powerful. And I think a lot of people, regardless of race or color, need to hear that because that was very poignant in this message. Denzel's character is a great role model for everyone because he does what he says, he keeps his word, he is hardworking, he takes care of his things, he gives second chances, and he also is compassionate. I also like some of the longer contemplative shots that the director used. It was just, you would have just these scenes where Denzel or somebody else is just kind of standing or staring, and you have some music, and it evokes a little bit of emotion in there. But like anything, if done too often, it becomes a little tiresome. And so there were points within the film that I thought, you know what, okay, we've seen this, we get it, let's move it along because you're slowing the pace of the film down. That being said, I do believe that some of the pacing was too slow. It made the film seem longer than it actually was. Also, one of the side stories that was happening throughout the film was pretty much unnecessary. Now, it's totally heartwarming and you get to see more of the compassionate side of Denzel's character, but overall it didn't add anything to the main story and was just kind of over here happening in the periphery. Some of the cinematography got a little old to me. They used like a GoPro type of external shot on a car that Denzel drives throughout most of the film. And while it's okay for some of it and it allows you to see different time and just as he's driving around and different scenes, it got a little too much. Like, we've seen this, okay, choose a different shot, choose a different way to do it. Because the film itself, the film quality is different than what is used in the regular cameras. That same type of shot was also used in the third act of the film where it's on the shoulder of one of the bad guys. Now, it would have been cool because you see the gun and so you see from his point of view as the gun moves and everything like that. But again, the film quality is different than what we've normally seen and it didn't really feel like it fit within the rest of the movie. Now, I didn't see the first Equalizer, but for not seeing it, I think the movie holds up and stands on its own pretty well. Now, sure, would I have understood more of Denzel's character's backstory had I seen the first one? Absolutely. But I feel like I got enough of it to be invested in him and to be able to root for him and care about him should something bad or good happen to him throughout the film. I had a fun time watching this, even though some of it could have been cut out or the pace could have changed. It was a good action flick with a great performance by Denzel. There's no sex or nudity, a lot of profanity, and a ton of violence. I give Equalizer 2 3.5 out of 5 couches. What's your favorite Denzel movie? I'd love to know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this review, give it a like. Don't forget to share and subscribe. I'm Chris. This is Movies and Munchies. Thanks for couching with me.